What is going on, my cryptocurrency biscuit heads? Yes, I called you guys biscuit heads. But I wanted to touch on, once again, play to earn crypto gaming. This is really just a concept of playing games while using cryptocurrencies to make money. It's really that simple. And I am not going to give you guys any shit recommendations except for the stuff that I actually use and stuff that actually works for the purpose of making money. And that is to play some freaking online poker with crypto. And when you're not actually trading or being stressed about your crypto portfolio being down 20% in a day, this is something I enjoy doing. Obviously, there is risk because poker is a game of skill. And even though variance does happen, if you're constantly working on your game and improving, you will start to get the results. And a site I have been playing on for around 8 years now is Ignition Poker. The software is excellent. They have lots of player traffic and let you deposit and withdraw via crypto. Instead of just talking about them, I would like to break down a recent session where I got a nice winner chicken dinner. Of course, if you would like to get started here or learn more about them, there will be some bonus links you can check out directly below in the description. Don't forget to tap that like, and let's get into some of these hands.
Okay, in this hand, we got real spicy with this. I played this hand very good. I had a hand kind of similar to this a few months back, but we have got pocket eights here. We hit the 8. And just a beautiful flop. And all I could really be thinking about here is how can I extract as much money as possible off this guy? I mean, that's all I'm thinking about here. While we're in this hand, I want to kind of segue into my second tip, which would be to 3-bet late position raisers when you're in the smaller big blind with, mid pocket pairs like this. Sometimes, hands like Jack 7 suited. The reason you want to do that is because you want to protect your blinds. A lot of the time, and this is from my experience of playing so many hands, people who raise in late position usually don't have a good hand like 90% of the time. So you can, protect your blinds. Worst case scenario, they make a call on you. You can still flop pretty good, but you should be doing that. Anyways, we really got max value on this, and I think that the way I played this hand really confused this guy. I mean, for real. That ace on the river was like the perfect card too, because, I did check the hand replayer. He ended up having ace queen suited right there, and, he made the call, and, we took it down. Third tip would be that you should raise most of the time from early position with your premium hands. So, first or second to act, you're always going to want to raise, I would say like 9 out of 10 times with all your premium hands like ace king, ace queen, mid pocket pairs. Now, every once in a while, you can also limp with those premium hands. But like I said, 9 out of 10 times, you really want to be raising. And it also depends on the table you're playing. With the players you're playing, if everybody's being, hyper aggressive, obviously sometimes limping makes sense. If everybody's playing super weak and passive and just limping into hands, obviously, you're going to want to, be raising, most of your hands, especially from early position. And here's my fourth tip. And these last two are actually pretty big. So hear me out on this. A lot of the time, you want to fold to overbet shoves on the turn or river, especially if you feel like you're beat. A lot of the time, players will have the goods when they do the overbet shove. So something to keep in mind there. Sometimes they won't, but a lot of the time they will. So sometimes it's good just to fold. And then, of course, you've got fast betting. Now, fast betting from an opponent is usually a sign they're bluffing like 95% of the time. So take advantage of that on the regular. If you've ever been in a hand and somebody just kind of like, they're just betting so quickly, they're not even thinking about anything, then, it's almost always a bluff. Because if you think about it, if they had a really big hand and they had you, they'd probably be going a little bit slower, trying to figure out how much to bet. So trying to come up with like the right bet sizing is something that you're going to do when you have the goods, as opposed to fast betting, which is usually just a sign of weakness, guys. So yeah. Anyways, I do hope some of these tips I'm going over here are helping you out, and of course, comment below if you want to, share your thoughts or if you need some help. I always tell everybody here that I do respond to people. It usually takes me, a few days, but I'm always responding to comments, just trying to help you guys out and improve and That's what we're all about here. You know what I'm saying? But continue sticking around because, like I said, we definitely had a little bit of a roller coaster in this one. We're going to go up even more money here, but then we're going to come back down again, playing some interesting hands, interesting spots, and I'll just kind of like go over my thought process on all of this. Okay, but here was a good one. King 8 suited. Decided to spice it up a little bit here, and spicing this hand up actually worked out in our favor, so it's always good, right? Okay, very interesting flop. A lot of good cards could come on the turn here, or even the river. I mean, turn and river cards. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind this flop at all. This is good, you know. Anyways, got real aggressive here. Fortunately, we hit that flush and dodged, you know, any kind of boats there on the river. So, anyways, things going well, as you can see for us. But like I said, you know, you have your ups and downs. They come in waves in online poker, you know. That's how it goes. If you were just winning all the time, just going like up and up and up and up and up, I mean, that would be awesome. But from playing now for, I don't even know how many years, probably been like close to 20 years of online poker, you know, you realize that, you know, what you're really trying to do in these games is outplay people, play good poker. Once you're comfortable enough to start making different type of plays, when you feel like your skill level is better than everybody, you can start making some plays. But, you know, overall, you really do want to stick to the fundamentals, which is what I've been kind of preaching in this one a little bit, even though I making some wild plays here for sure. This hand was a bit frustrating. We had the ace deuce suited. Kind of hard to get away from this too, having top pair, even though our kicker sucks. What are you going to do, Rhett? I think player 3 went for a small bet. Okay, yeah, that was a tough one, you know. I was really hoping he had a hand like king, queen or something, but it is what it is. On to the next hand. So this is where I didn't stick to the fundamentals. I decided to, you know, get a little crazy here with the 9-7. And, you know, honestly, the thing here is I was up a lot, so I was starting to open up my game a little bit more, which is fine. It just didn't really work out for us, you know. But, you know, when you're up some money, you can definitely, you know, you can open your game up a little bit is what I'm saying. But for me, yeah, kind of backfired on me, honestly. Clearly one of those flops that's going to miss both of us. Turn card wasn't good, but because I was kind of like sticking to this story, I, you know, continued with it. Or I should say I didn't continue with it, but I did go for a decent-sized bluff here on the river. I think it went like $75. And honestly, I can't even be mad at this guy. He's going to make a good call on us. You really look at this board, and what do you got? You know, one card to a flush. And looking at it, it's like I've got it or I don't got it, right? I mean, that's really the situation here. He made a good call on us. You know, we took it right there. Kind of sucked, but once again, that was not a good played hand at all. Okay, the final hand here is going to be an ace queen. Tough spot with this one, real tough spot. And just to kind of go over, you know, some of the tips that I have been talking about here, you know, the first one would be to really just focus on one game at a time until you're beating that stake you're currently playing. And then you could add a second table when you're beating the stake you're playing. My second tip would be to 3-bet late position raisers when you're in the smaller big blind with okay hands like mid pocket pairs, those jack 7 suiteds, those type of weird hands. Third tip, raise most of the time from early position with premium hands. Almost always, but if you're at a table with a bunch of hyper-aggressive players, you can mix things up. Fold to overbet shoves on the turn or river if you feel you're beat. A lot of the time, you're going to be. And really, the last tip here is that fast betting from an opponent is usually a sign they're bluffing, so take advantage of that on the regular. And always remember that, you know, when they're fast betting, if they really had a big hand, they're probably going to think a little bit more about what to bet as opposed to, you know, just fast betting and not even thinking. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Tap that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see y'all in the next poker video.